Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to talk about everything else that was mentioned at the Dovetail Direct, all the new stuff that's coming as part of TSW6 further down the line after TSW6 releases, which is the 30th of September or 25th of September if you get the pre-order and you get the early release. Before we go into all that and we have a quick look at the roadmap and the details, why don't we just recap from yesterday and just have a quick look at the DTG trailer for Train Sim World 6. So yesterday was quite a big day, quite exciting. It was Dovetail Direct, of course, and that is when Train Sim World 6 was not announced. We already knew that it was coming, but the core routes that you can pick up on release were actually announced, and we did a little video on that yesterday. I'll put a link to it now just up in the top corner. We went through all the core routes that are going to be coming out, but in this video, as I said right at the top, I want to just have a look at what is coming beyond those release routes, because there's quite a lot of information, including another route from Just Trains, which, you know, always gets me excited. We're going to go through all those details. So let's have a quick look at the roadmap slide, shall we, first of all. And over on the left-hand side, it is all about Train Sim World 6. As I said, go back to yesterday's video for the full details, but just to recap very briefly, the add-ons that are coming as part of Train Sim World 6 on release are the Riviera line, the Morristown line, and Leipzig Dresden. Now, if you get the deluxe edition, you will also get the Voyager for the Riviera line, you'll get the ALP 45 for the Morristown line, and you will also get the BR294 for Leipzig Dresden. That is in the deluxe edition. If you don't want any of those editions, by the way, you can get the free starter pack, which will update the core of what you currently have now from TSW4, TSW5, whatever it might be, up to TSW6. So then you'll get all the core benefits and you'll be in a position to get new DLCs. It's only going to be free for a number of weeks. So if you do just want the free starter pack, make sure you get that early enough, then you don't miss out on that. As part of TSW6, as we talked about, there are random events, train faults, announcements, and there are passenger improvements. They didn't go into too much detail about that, but there is a schedule of live streams coming up, which we'll go through at the end of the video, and then you've got the dates of those. Between the 4th and 18th is when they're doing the route and loco previews. September the 25th is when you can get early access, and September the 30th is the official TSW6 launch day for anybody that isn't having the early access. So if you don't pre-order, then September the 30th is when you will get access to Train Sim World 6. It's this stuff over on the right hand side of the roadmap which I'm quite interested in, which I didn't cover yesterday. There's just too much to cover in one video, so I decided to split it. This is the stuff that's coming up after the launch of TSW6. And first of all, let's look at the add-ons that are coming within 0 to 3 months of TSW6's launch. First up is the West Coast Mainline Birmingham to Crewe route. This is by All Aboard Studios. It's West Coast Mainline. This is exciting for me. You know I like the West Coast Mainline. That's my favourite area. And we did get some additional details about this one as well. And this is the first route from All Aboard Studios. And you can power through the Black Country with the Class 350, and it is set during the 2019 era. So, Pendolinos we should be able to drive the Pendolinos up and down between Birmingham and Crewe, which is going to be quite nice. And the Voyager as well? I think so. Enjoy a varied timetable with layers to energise the West Coast Main Line experience, and it hasn't been mentioned yet. We'll need to get into it a bit more to know what the layers actually are. We don't know at this point in time, it's too early. But one bit of interesting news, even though this is in the 0 to 3 months, this is the first add-on that is arriving after the launch of Train Sim World 6. That's interesting, isn't it? So if we are getting Train Sim World 6 on the 30th of September, I wonder if this is going to release within a month then. Or will it be longer than that? I don't know. What's your best guess? This is going to be a very good route to come out. I'm looking forward to this. 2019. It's pretty new by route period standards. It's pretty modern. We had the 2019 timetable made by On Track Simulation, if you remember, as a mod for the West Coast Mainline South if you're on PC, so you're lucky enough to get that. That's a very good mod. So I hope this kind of carries on that kind of experience, but between Birmingham and Crewe on the West Coast Mainline. Something to really look forward to though, and it's a welcome addition to the TSW6 lineup for sure. Then we do have the Avanti BR Class 805, which is also from All Aboard Studios. I'm going to assume that that is a DLC for the Birmingham Crew, but again, not a lot of details on that so far, just that it is coming between 0 and 3 months, so we'll wait for more information on that one. Then we move on to a new German route that has been announced, and this is Stuttgart-Heilbronn, and we got some more detail on that one as well. And for this one, we're heading back to the 2000s era with a brand new German route coming from the Dovetail Games team. So Dovetail themselves are developing this one. They are quite good at the German stuff, it has to be said. And with this one, we can explore over 50 kilometres in southwest Germany on an extremely busy 2000s era route with a mix of big freight yards and fields. There is a brand new DB BR 140 and the new DB Wittenberger Steuerwagen, or Wagen, I should say, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So again, you fans of Germany, is this big news? Is Stuttgart-Heilbronn been on your list for a while? Do drop me a comment and let me know. A lot of you are more up on the German stuff than I am, even though I really enjoy playing the German stuff. It's been fun over the years exploring Germany via Train Sim World for sure. Learning the safety systems and all the different locos we get. Got quite a big collection, haven't we, for Germany? I'm going to hazard a guess and say it's the biggest collection we've got out of all the countries we've got in TSW6. And we've got a couple of new countries coming, which we'll talk about shortly. I think Germany is by far the biggest area, but German fans of TSW, do let me know if that is going to be a welcome addition. Again, 0 to 3 months, nothing more than that. We'll have to wait for more details. And then the next one is the one that excites me the most, and I could see many of you in the Dovetail Direct pinging me in the chat once this one was announced, which was quite funny because you knew exactly what I was thinking. And this is the next route by Just Trains. You know my opinion of Just Trains, you know my opinion of the quality that we've had so far from Blackpool branches, West Coast Mainline, Preston, Carlisle. This one seems to, even though they're not joined up, this one again is 1986. And I'm just hoping one day we get the functionality or somebody can work it out. I don't know, in a future version maybe of the software, we can join these routes up, because this is another 1986 one, and this is the West Coast Main Line through to Preston. We've already got Preston in twice from Just Trains. A lot of them are local to the Preston area, of course. So now we're heading south down as far as Crewe. And this one, I'm expecting the usual greatness for this. I must admit, it does say take on a busy section of the West Coast Main Line in northwest England on high speed runs between Preston and Crewe. Set in 1986, as we already mentioned, there will be an intense timetable. We can hop aboard the electric class 86/4. So we've got the 86 already. With this one, we're going to get the 86/4, which is interesting and more than welcome. There are merry-go-round coal trains from pit to power station with the Class 20 and the 47-3. So a good mixture of passenger, good mixture of freight. It's Preston to Crewe. I don't know if we'll get anything either side of it, for example. There's a couple of places around Preston we could probably get, which are associated with coal trains. I've got my fingers crossed for one specific place that we might get, and if any of you are local, you can drop it in the comments because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This is in the 0 to 3 months, so, you know, by Christmas, we'll be back on the West Coast Main Line with Just Trains. I am really excited about this one. You knew I would be. I like everything that Just Trains has done so far. So this one is coming up. This is the West Coast Main Line Crewe to Preston, and I cannot wait for this one to come out. This is my type of thing. Next up on the roadmap, we have got a new German loco which was announced by TSG, and this is the BR145, but not any old BR145. This is another expert level loco. So you'll remember the other expert loco that we've got in the game currently is also a German one, and that is the BR101. So this is coming out again in 0 to 3 months. And the details we've got from this is that this features a DB and RBH livery, and it's got new expert level features such as manual brake hose operation with working angle cocks. I don't quite know what that is at this moment in time, but I'm sure, as with the 101, there'll be a big manual that comes out of this which will teach us all that and enable us to get into that in the proper detail. There will also be a new T3000E container wagon and additional content for the Dresden-Leipzig TSW6 core route, which we're getting as part of one of the additions for the TSW6 launch. So that's good. So that'll supplement the gameplay on the core route. So again, German fans, are you excited for the BR145? Did you really enjoy the 101 Expert? I've got both. I've got the standard 101, which came out some time ago, and I've got the Expert one. I quite like the challenge of the Expert one. I don't play it that often, but I do enjoy it. I'm waiting for some UK locos or units to come out where we can get an Expert. That would be really good, I think. But yeah, this is the 145, and again, this is coming out in 0 to 3 months. Then the other items that we've got in 0 to 3 months, these are not new items. These are things that have previously been announced. So namely, they are the Santa Fe gameplay pack from High Iron Simulations for the US content. Then also from Just Trains, we've got the Transport for Wales Class 142 Pacer. We've known about that one as well for some time, as we have with TSG's BR420. So they are still there in the add-on section and are still coming between 0 to 3 months. Then finally, in the roadmap for August, we have got the further down the line section. So this is the section where a release date hasn't been confirmed yet. So it's going to be longer than 3 months, but you know, how long's a piece of string? We don't know yet. But what they're doing here is giving us an early heads up. And some of the stuff in the further down the line section we already knew about. But what we wanted to talk about was something really interesting here, because as part of this we had 3 new items, and 2 of those are new countries to Train Sim World. So the first one, as we go over to Czechia, this is an interesting one. This is by Vector Simulations, and this is a new route in Czechia. Liberec, I'm going to say this completely wrong, Liberec Stara Paka is the route. This is the first ever Czechia route in TSW, and it's developed, as I mentioned, by Vector Simulations. You can explore the Jezera Mountains in northern Czechia with 80 kilometers of fast-paced single-track mainline. You can drive the Class 843 in fields and tight mountain passes, and you can take multiple Class 750 engines on demanding grades. Yard work, passenger traffic, the malfunctioning express retrieval. And that is the Czechia route. Now, I do not know a thing about Czechia routes. I'm going to assume that there's many of you in the same boat. I don't know what a Class 843 is or a Class 750. I'm going to start looking it up and getting some more information, because it might be a while, because it's in the further down the line with a release date to be confirmed. We might not get any more information on this for a while. We've no idea how much development has already been done on these, but it's really exciting to see a brand new country. I'm sure you'll agree. And have we got any Czechia fans already playing TSW and playing the existing content that we've got? If you are a Czechia fan or you're from Czechia, again, drop me a little comment, let me know. I'm interested to know where the audience is around the world. Then we have another US route, which is also, again, being developed by the DTG team. And this one is the NEC New York to Stamford route. And head to the USA, explore the Northeast Corridor with the local New York freight. With local New York freight, I should say. You can choose to head off from Grand Central Terminal to Stamford via the Metro North route, or New York Penn to Stamford via the NEC route. Get your hands on the new Metro North M8 loco. So again, once again, we're going back to New York with this one. This is the NEC route. Does this one, I don't know, does this one form part of what we had before, the NEC, the old NEC route that we had before? Do you remember in the first DSW? I can't quite remember. My knowledge of this area is not great. Either way, it's another US route, and I know that US players have been trying to ask DTG to sort of even the level of content across the countries that we've got so far in TSW. So I'm going to assume that US players, you're all excited about this one coming to Train Sim World 6. But again, let me know. Then we're back over in Europe once again for the second new country that was revealed yesterday in the Dovetail Direct. This time we are coming over to Portugal, which is very exciting. This is the first ever Portuguese route in TSW, and it's from a new TSW development partner, Virtua. I should have had a practice of this, shouldn't I? Virtua Via 360. There you go. This is a 54-kilometre stretch from Lisbon to Setúbal across the 25 Diabril Bridge, a major Portugal landmark, and operates suburban services with the new Series 3500 EMU. Experienced Portuguese safety systems. Oh, I always say that, don't I love learning the new safety systems from the different countries, so that's going to be good. Also, new signalling, which means an all-new challenge to learn, so that's good. This is the Lisbon to Setúbal route, and I did see in the chat while the DTG Direct was going on, the Dovetail Direct, there was a lot of excitement when this was announced, so I'm going to assume once again that we have got a lot of players from this area that are already playing TSW that are quite excited about this. I'm really looking forward to this one, and I'm so glad we're branching out to other places. I know some players get a little bit frustrated with the fact that we go UK, Germany, US generally in TSW, but that's because previously I think that where Dovetail are concerned, those are the areas where they've got the expertise. I think now that we've got all these different third-party developers coming in, such as this new one, I'm going to get it right this time, Virtua Via 360, they can bring in the expertise of these new countries, and with the editor, they've now got the tool in their hands to be able to bring out new content in places where previously DTG themselves, as the only developer, didn't have the expertise. So this has got to be great. So this one, I think a lot of you are going to look forward to this one, and rightly so. The other things we've got on the further down the line we already knew about. Those are namely the Cargo Line Volume 5 Nuclear. That is with the Class 20. Skyhook Games are producing that one. That's the next one in the Cargo Line series that they've been bringing out. Again, that's one to look forward to. Really think that's going to be excellent. Then we get a mention again, finally, for the Tadami line, and we did get some footage, didn't we, from the Tadami line yesterday in the Direct. So I'm hoping, again, we've no release date for it, but I'm hoping it's not too far down the line, this one. A lot of you are waiting for that. We played it in TS Classic as well not long back, just to have a look what it would be like. Obviously, the TSW version is going to be way better graphics than you can get in TS Classic. But even when we played the TS Classic version, a lot of you were still quite excited about this, so I know there's a lot of anticipation for this one. We've also got Grunt Dog Games with the Great Western Railway HST Farewell Pack. That's something that we already knew about, which should also come in alongside those improvements down at the bottom that you can see. Namely, another one we've been waiting for quite a long time, and you ask me about this all the time, and I'm not able to say anything because I don't know anything. And that is the Great Western Express Remaster. That's something that you are all looking forward to pretty much, I would say. And then don't forget Mild Mail Line Richmond Extension by Incredible Trains. That is coming up as well, but again, release date to be confirmed. So that is basically all the additional stuff that was mentioned at the end of the Dovetail Direct outside of the core TSW6 that was announced. And there is a roadmap stream coming up tomorrow night as I'm recording this on Thursday. It'll be Thursday the 28th, and they'll go through this in a little bit more detail at Dovetail. That'll be on Dovetail's channels. Which brings me on to DTG's live stream schedule. Now, some of these could be subject to change, but as I just mentioned, August the 28th got the roadmap. Then on September the 10th, they're planning the first look for you at the Bahnstrecke Leipzig Dresden route and the BR294 preview if you're going to get the deluxe edition. That's on September the 10th. They'll be showing that. A week later, on September the 17th, they'll be showing the Morristown line and the ALP 45. Then the big one I'll be waiting for, even though I spent many hours playing this, but I'm still looking forward to seeing it again after a few weeks. On September the 24th, the Riviera line and the XC Class 220 Voyager, the preview for that is on the 24th. Then if you've ordered one of the editions, you've pre-ordered one of the editions, there's a mention there that you'll get on September the 25th, you'll get early access, and there will be an early access live stream by Dovetail as well. Then between the 26th and the 29th, there'll be some streams scheduled to be announced, which are celebrating the Rail 2000, which should be quite nice. And then again, finally, on September the 30th, there'll be a TSW6 launch day Let's Play. Although I bet many of you are not going to be watching that because you're going to have your hands on it and you're going to be playing it. That's unless you're already spending time downloading all your content from the previous TSW, because in my case, that's going to take 24 hours plus. And I'm not kidding on my connection. Now, outside of this schedule, I will have my own schedule as well, which I will publish because I will, of course, get early access to TSW6 and the core routes. The date for that is still to be decided, but as soon as I get that and as soon as I'm able to show you that, I will put up a schedule and we'll spend a bit of time on each route and on each deluxe DLC as well. And so if you haven't made a decision by then as to which edition you're going to go for, then hopefully by watching the Dovetail streams and watching some of my streams, it will help you make your mind up about whether you're going to get it or not. I think most of you will. There's been lots of comments on yesterday's video. Thank you very much for that. I'm trying to respond to every comment that I can, but thank you for that. Thank you for the interaction. Hope you've enjoyed this little update. Take it easy, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.